In the last season, we saw a lot of Black Panther. BP's ban rate has gone from 3% to 30% across every rank. In this video, I'm going to talk about why he's a bad ban and how to counter him from support. Generally, we see a lot of smurfing players playing BP in the low ranks, which might attribute to that ban rate, but I still wanted to make a video over what you should do differently to deny his value. I'm a peak Eternity player who spends most of the season in Celestial, and in Season 2.5 I had a 67% win rate against BP. In order to counter him, it comes down to good positioning, game sense, in the sense of actively thinking about like what BP wants or what play he's going for, where he's pathing, monitoring cooldowns, and valuable comms. Before I continue, I just want to go over the pick ban and what heroes give you an advantage against him. During pick ban, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind. You don't know what the other team is playing, but if you look at who they're banning, you can get a general idea. Obviously, if they're banning like Wolverine and Emma, those are really common right now, so you don't gain much info. But if they ban a champion like Namor or Ultron, there's a pretty high chance that they're going to play dive. Outside of that, you want to make sure that you have a good support backline. Some options could be like Rocket, Mantis Atom, or Luna Loki or Luna Invisible Woman if you need a team up. It's not ideal if you don't have a Loki or an Atom in my opinion, but that's kind of up for debate. The last thing that I want to mention in this section of the video is always be checking tab like maybe 10 seconds after the game starts. You won't see a Black Panther all of the time before he sees you. Meaning if you can hit tab and see that they have a BP, or a magic or any other dive for that matter, it's pretty much like, oh, I need to be looking around the map for this character. Most of the time when I'm playing into BP, I like to stand behind my Luna. And you don't want to stand on your other support because what ends up happening is BP is going to spear once and be able to mark both of you, which is never ideal. It's also easier for Luna to live that immediate dive because she has 275 HP instead of 250. My Luna's pathing here is really good. It allows her to get out pretty safely after I TP'd away, and I can still be focusing on where she is so I can get her ult. Something worth mentioning is that BP struggles a lot when it comes to weird cover and like dodging around it. Trying to calm saying like, oh, I can see you, I can't see you, and no green, because my team might play differently depending on what cooldowns we have up or like how safe they are. It's very advantageous to be on high ground. Pretty much all of the time your heals are going to be easier to hit when you're up here, and you also are able to get much more spam damage for your ult charge, along with just seeing what's going on around the map. So here I can hear the BP and I'm able to TP back to my Luna and more or less save her. This is a really good example of what not to do. I'm very tunnel visioned on the front of the fight, and I have absolutely no idea where their Black Panther is, and I end up dying for it. 100% of the time, I should be aware that Black Panther wants to attack from behind, and he's probably going to take the most obvious flank route until he's pressured on that route. While obvious routes are definitely the most common, another good one that BP players like to take is going through your tanks. The BP spear cooldown is about 8 seconds, and that's the same time that the mark lasts. So you see right there, he spears my tank and then dashes through him. This clip is against the Spider-Man, but I wanted to add it because it's notable how you use your cooldowns. My goal here is to TP after he jumps to me with the zip line, and only shift if I need it. Since I was 20 HP for a little bit long and I'm very exposed there, I decided to use shift. Something that I struggled with a lot when I first picked up Loki is knowing exactly when to ult. If your other support doesn't have ult, it's pretty obvious it's your turn. If they do, you should go first. But in this scenario, they're playing Emma, I need to copy before the fight actually happens. The better the Black Panther, the more often they're going to try and bait your lamps as Loki or your snowball or any other form of CC before they truly commit to a dive. Even though they might be baiting, it's still worth it to use a cooldown because gaining the knowledge of where he is equally as valuable as your ability. When you're playing into BP, it's really important to always be aware, even when you're dead, that he could be looking for a flank.
Yeah.
So I had died here, I'm immediately walking out of spawn looking to lamp my Luna, she's dove, and it ends up being important. This is how I died right before coming back to Lamp the Luna. I'm only including this because I genuinely could not believe I had TP to the clone right as he had shot, and it's just, wow. Good shot though. This is a really good example of when to just shift and not overthink it. I thought it was a very safe, controlled scenario, and it ended up being the death of me. I could have TP'd away a long time ago or pressed shift. It's just a misplay. One of the most difficult things for Panthers to deal with is differences in height. If you're able to essentially be playing on high ground or a small area above him, it makes his job a lot harder. So here I TP to my clone up top that I pre-placed and lamp our Luna. When you're planning on ulting as Loki, sometimes your other support is going to ult first and there's nothing you can do. A good rule of thumb is if the enemy team is investing a lot of ultimate abilities, it's good to early copy on your currently ulting Luna. As you see there, they use BP ult, they use both support ults, so I know I'm safe to early copy because they don't have essentially an ultimate advantage on us anymore. Something that's often overlooked is your ability to gain early ult charge and spot what the enemy team is playing. So here's a really good way to set up your clones pre-match to get some chip damage, break the building, and see who they are. Just another good pre-setup. You waste no cooldowns because the match hasn't started, so there's no reason to not place these clones. In the last section here, I just wanted to talk about important comms. Comms as a support are probably the most important. You see the most of the battlefield, and your cooldowns by far are going to do the most. So like calming 3, 2, 1 at the end of support ults is very important. Calming where the Black Panther is very important. It lets your team know like, hey, we're under pressure, don't overextend, or hey, can someone like turn around a little bit, do some more damage?
90% if you guys can live.
Calming ult charge when you're close to your ult also gives your team that extra boost of confidence, saying, hey, if I live for a little bit longer, we have a support ult. We win the fight, right? That concept pretty much applies to every champion, but calming against a BP is much more important than calming against a Hela, right? If your Luna Snow is like off to the side, you should always be watching them and trying to get there.
Yeah, I don't ult that. GG.
Did you?
Imagine dying. Holy shit, everyone sucks.
Okay, so obviously I'm joking. Our Luna never died. And yeah, I mean, good vibes, good games. That's basically the bottom line. Don't tilt. Also, if your Luna Snow is having a bad day and you're on Loki, it's your fault. Obviously, they have to have decent positioning and, you know, relatively good game sense, but your job is to protect your Luna 9 times more than it's a Luna's job to protect you. Shout out to Aline for letting me use her Twitch VOD. Every VOD from season 2.5 got corrupted when the new season came out, so yeah, I mean, thank you for making this possible.